Hello, hello. And today we have Brenda Alexander. And Brenda is a money coach and project manager for the ANTS, which is a hospital in UK. Like many during the COVID-19 pandemic, she had a lot of time to reflect on her financial situation. This made her analyze her spending and ultimately set her on the path to financial literacy and independence. Her overall goal is to help people learn the skill to create a budget, track spending, pay off debt, invest, and effectively plan for retirement. Being passionate about investing has given her opportunity to make a positive difference for the life of others. Hi, and welcome, Bea.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, thanks you for coming on from the far UK, Europe. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome to connect with people around the world. So tell us more about yourself. Tell us more like what inspired you to do what you do, and how has your life been till now?
Okay, so I'm B. I work for the NHS in the UK. I'm a full-time project manager and a part-time money coach. I've always been interested in personal finance and financial literacy. I've always been quite frugal, always kept my points up, but I never really took the time to really, pay attention to what I'm doing, budget and things like that. So COVID forced me to look at myself, think about what I'm doing. So I really just came up with the idea of creating a platform called Investing with B. And this was really to help people learn the skills to budget, save and invest while living their best life. So I've created books, I've created workbooks for people just to motivate, educate and inspire them, and basically like give people hints and tips on how to improve their financial literacy. So that's really what the platforms are really about.
Well, tell us more about your inspiration. Like how did you start it then?
So really, as I said, it was through COVID. So I'm a wife and mother of two kids. So really, I didn't get a chance to stop and always rushing around. COVID like forced me to stop. You're stuck in your house. So it gave me a time to think about what I wanted to do, and that's when I came up with the idea of creating a platform. So yeah, just doing that. It took me a couple of months to my vision together, and then 3 or 4 months, I wrote all the things down that I know and obviously learn more. You have to get a lot of information from YouTube. I was finding I was getting a lot of information from different places. So I wanted to centralize it and make it easier for people to understand. So that's why those resources came together.
Nice, awesome. So tell me, what is the top 3 mistakes that people make in their planning, in their
Sorry, say
budgeting?
that again.
Tell me, what is the top 3 mistakes that people make in budgeting and planning?
Okay, so I think a lot of people make mistakes of not planning for planned expenses. So, you know, for in budgeting, you should plan for planned expenses in form of sinking funds. So you know they're going to happen. The mistake is when people don't budget for it. So they get to the date and then they're like looking for the money or they'll put it on a credit card. Another thing is really like not having an emergency fund. There's so many things that could go wrong in terms of money. And if you're not um, giving yourself an emergency fund and a buffer to pay for things, you end up getting yourself in debt or using a credit card, things of that nature. So, and another thing would be probably not writing down exactly what you're budgeting or tracking your expenses. So if you don't track it, it's very easy for it to run away from you. So tracking it will really help you make sure you don't go over budget.
Awesome. Well, so what will be your number one advice then for people who want to start planning, but they've never done it, they're not sure how to do it, and they're just like don't know where to start?
Okay, I would say try different methods. So you've got the zero-based budget, you've got the 50, 40, 10 budget, you've got the 50, 30, 20 budget. Try different things. There's so many different ways to budget. So don't think you need to stick to one. Just try all of them and see how it works for you. You have to make it easy and automated. So you don't want to you don't want it to be too complicated. So try which one works for you and stick to it. It's really about automation and getting into habits.
Awesome. So you also mentioned that you write in your bio that that investing gave you opportunity to make it and start make a difference. So what are you investing on? Like, what is your choice of investments?
So my portfolio includes index funds, individual stocks, and cryptocurrency. So they're the main things that I invest in, more so on index funds, the majority of my portfolio. I think that's probably the foundation of every person's, should be the foundation of every portfolio you have. But yeah, that's the three main investment vehicles that I'm using to put my money to work.
So what is it? Which one, the index fund, is your favorite?
So I'm invested in the FTSE Vanguard FTSE Global All Cap, and that's basically a global index fund. It's low cost, low maintenance. Yeah, I automate into that every month without fail. Another one will be the S&P 500. That's given it approximately 10% for the last 90 years. So that's a good one. So the base of your portfolio.
Yeah, I think S&P 500, everybody gets to get in the S&P 500. It's the most stable and I think like easy growing index fund. Awesome.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to share with our guests? And they think it's like super important?
So I would say just really budget, save and invest. These are the three key things that you need to concentrate on. If you haven't got a budget in place, nothing else will follow smoothly. You need to make sure you live below your means. So you've got enough money to save and invest and put your money to work if you want to beat inflation.
Thank you so much. Well, awesome. How our audience can find you?
Okay, so I've got Instagram called Investing with B. So you can find me via Instagram. I also have the same handle on Facebook, but most of my posts are on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on and share your knowledge. And it's always so interesting, right? That COVID has shifted so many things for so many people. And we are just like start growing, start learning and expanding and everything that we do. And this is inspiring. Thank you so much for coming on. And thank you so much for watching or listening. If you are watching or listening, there's always where you can scroll down, find that page link name and get all the links that we mentioned in this episode. Always text me and give me any feedback, any questions, any connections that you wanted to make, or if you want to be on that podcast, also reach out. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. You're most welcome.
And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.